So since we want to transfer these blueprints onto the wood right here, this would be like our concrete slab or the deck of our house that we would be building on top of. All right, so we're going to draw this on here so that we can physically build this thing right on up. So we talked a little bit ago about having what kind of sides or what kind of angles. What were we talking about? What was that word? 90 degrees. What's another word for 90 degrees? Square. Yeah. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with a straight line, and then we're going to square a line off of that straight line. Is this sheet of plywood here square?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Right angles.
Did you measure it?
You did.
Oh, did anybody see me measure it? So do we really know if it's square? It might be, I don't know. I have no clue. But we're going to assume that it's not. We're going to square it up by drawing a straight line and then squaring our line off there. And it might be, and if it is, that's just a bonus for us. So first things first, we need to make sure that this here is going to fit on our sheet of plywood. And what were the dimensions of our garage in real life?
30.
One was 30 foot. That was 30 feet wide. How long was it? Who said that? 40, yeah. So it's a 30 by 40 building, right? And who remembers what the 30 by 40 in scale was? $30 divided by 2 was 15. 40 divided by 2 was... So it's 15 by 20. Let's make sure that this is bigger than 15 by 20, or otherwise we'd look silly. All right, I'm over 17, so will 15 fit this way? And I need 20, I'm at 25, we'll look it that way. Better believe it. All right, so listen, here's what we want to do. We definitely want to kind of, not so much center it on this piece of wood, but we want to make sure that we have kind of like a border around it, so to say. Let's see, 15 inches. I think I'd like to have my border a little bit bigger on my front part right here. Reason being, maybe I could write my scale down here. I could write my name. I could write important things that are sitting right in front of me so that I can see it. So let's see where I'll come in about a finger width right there. And it looks like I could start up about 1.5 inches. I can confirm that. I bet you this is 1.5 inches right here. I'm just going to double check. Oh yeah, 15 will fit like that. So we're going to start by drawing a nice straight line. Now, this particular piece of equipment right here, what is this called? Does anybody know?
A T-square.
It is a T-square, all right? Looks like a T, and it's square, T-square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here. Now, when I put it on this edge right here and get it good with my bottom, boy, it's looking like this thing isn't quite square, okay? Which isn't the end of the world, right? I'm not really working off of my borders. I'm going to be drawing a square project on a piece of wood, all right? The board might be square. By the looks of it, it is not. So I'm going to start off by just drawing a nice straight line. So I have my pencil. And this is where having a partner helps out big time. I'm going to try my best not to lift my pencil up. I want to just go right on down so I have the crispest, cleanest line. Now you can see where I kind of accidentally stopped a little bit and my pencil went back. It's not a big deal, but it just doesn't look the best. So this is a nice straight line. Can we all agree with that? Okay. And now what I want to do is I want to draw a square line off of this. So I want this angle right here to be what degrees? 90. All right. And let's see. So I started up 1.5 inches. If I was to come in 1.5 inches, it's roughly there. Can I fit my 20 in? Best believe it. So what is this called right here? It's not quite a ruler. It does measure, so it has ruler qualities to it. It's just a bigger version of something that we use oftentimes in here. It's a square, yeah. Call it a big square in here. I'm going to take this is a 90-degree angle, I'm going to put this particular, square here on my line, and I'll put this right over on my edge, just flush over here. I'm going to keep it 100% on my line. Boy, that looks beautiful. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a nice square and straight line going up this way. Now, here's where sometimes it gets really, really, really tempting. You're going to want to take this T-square and put it on this bottom right here and use this for my straight and square line. And we're going to see if it is. Oh, it is off ever so slow, ever so slightly, I guess. It just tapers slowly off up here a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my T-square, I'm going to flip it upside down, and I'm going to use it as a straight edge. That's beautiful right there. And I might be off by 128. Got to practice like we preach. And I just drew a nice straight line the entire way down. So this right here is now a square line. Would you agree that this is 90 degrees? How do we know it's 90?
You measured
Well, we used a
it.
square. Yes. Now, see this down here in this corner? All right, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a square. You know why I'm going to draw a square down there? Because I know that this angle over here is where I started my square. So everything on this project will now be taken off of this line or this line. All right, and here's what I mean by that. How wide was our building?
2.
Now, it wasn't 2 feet.
30.
It wasn't 3 feet.
30.
Oh, what'd you say? 30. And what was 30 in scale?
15.
It was 15, that's right. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna measure up 15 inches. Now, if I look at this ruler right here, can we really see the scale pretty good right there? Not really, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this on the number 20. And how many inches did I want to go? 15. So 20 minus 15 is 5. So I come up here and I make a line of my 5. I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna put this on the number 20. And how many inches did I want to go? 15. 20 minus 15 is... Remember, the temptation here is going to be to take our T-square and put it right on its edge. And boy, is it close, but not quite there. Now this is where it's nice to have a partner. And boy, that sun is coming in that window ever so slightly. Nick, can I have you hold that down really good for me right there? We're still on that line. Now, I am not going to run this all the way out because that would look really unprofessional. Would you guys agree? Well, what I am going to do right now is I'm going to now erase this top line. Because my building isn't going out there. I'm going to leave this down here because this is our what? Our starting point. Our starting point was what?
Square.
It was square. Now, we were 15 inches this way. And I know that 1 inch in scale is 2 feet in real life. So 15 times 2 is 30. And I wanted to go, how long is our building? Who said it? It's 40. So 40 divided by 2 is 20. Now if I put it on the 20, I'm touching myself into a really, really weird area down here. So I'm going to put this on the number 22. And I wanted to go, how many inches? 22 minus 20 is 2. These ends of these rulers are beat up because sometimes they fall and sometimes kids are like, you know what I mean? Is this band in here? Is this band class? You would think so. So I like to just use the whole numbers. Oh, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to 22. I want to go how many inches? 20. And so 22 minus 20 is 2. Make another nice line there. Now, if we take a look at this ruler, is this ruler straight? Not really. You know why it's not straight? All right, because band class once again. So, I would love to buy some nice stainless steel rulers, kind of like this is. All right, they're a little bit more forgiving. However, if I bend this, it's done. They're also very expensive. So I buy the cheap aluminum ones because, all right, we get the picture here? We're not playing drums. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to draw a nice straight line. Not going to go all the way. Guess what I'm going to do to these lines up here where it ran a little bit long? What do you think I'm going to do?
Erase it.
Yep. Erase it, make it look real professional, right? Right. There. Now, you guys think this is square?
Yeah.
Do you want to know that it's square?
Yeah.
How can I check this for square? Cole, how do you think I would check this for square? What's one thing I could do? Anybody else got a guess? Let's go. Oh, we thought Zach had.
Square.
We could use a square, yeah. What's another way? Who watched that video on the squaring of the concrete slab that I did? It was an Ed puzzle. Anybody watch that in here yet?
You measured it.
What'd I do?
Measured something.
I did measure something. What'd I do?
You measured for like 1/8 or something?
Kinda. I did. It was after I snapped my lines. I wanted to double check something. I measured. What did I measure? From corner to corner, and from corner to corner. And if I was square, should those measurements be 100% right on the money? Best believe it. I'm gonna take my tape measure right here, and I'm gonna put myself on the number 1 foot. And I'm gonna come down here, and I got a measurement of 37 inches right on the money. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna put this on the number 1 foot, and I want to see what number? 37 inches right on the money. Is this 100% square? Let's believe it. This is a beauty. So right now I'm looking at something that's 15 by 20 or 30 by 40. Now, we are eventually going to write our scale and some information over here and our name and stuff down here, but this is the very outside of my building. And just like we did it on a piece of graph paper, what are we going to do next? Who wants to take a guess?
Draw.
We are going to draw something. What are we going to draw?
Wall.
We are going to draw some wall plates, right? Yeah. And how did we do that on the piece of graph paper?
Yeah, they go in.
We did have to go in a little bit. How much did we go in? It was, looks like 1 block.
A quarter.
Ooh, close. Not quite that much.
1/8.
It was 1/8. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to grab our ruler. And I'm going to use my 8-inch scale over here. And I don't care where I put this, really, to be honest with you. Got on number 18. I'm going to come 1 line over. I come over here. 1 line over. Now, why am I not using this to draw with? Yeah, it's about as straight as a river bend, right? I don't want to use that. So we'll come over here. I got 2 little lines. 2 little lines. Nope, wrong song. 2 little birds, huh? All right, here we go. So what do you think I'm going to do down here? Huh? Who said it? What am I going to do? Same thing. What was the same thing? Sing that song? Yeah, all right. 2 little lines. I'm going to measure 1/8 of an inch, aren't I? Want to crispen this up. We want to practice like we preach. How far up did I come right here, you think? What was this measurement? It was an 8. I'm going to come down here. And we're going to do the same thing. Now, remember how we talked earlier about how sometimes you guys like it's good enough for me, or it's close enough to 1/8 of an inch? We want to do stuff as crisp and clean and perfect as possible. So I wanted to stop before I went too far. How far am I going to measure in over here? line didn't quite go all that way. How much am I going to measure in up here? Tell you what, I'm going to let Noah jump in here. I'm going to help him out since his partner's absent today. I'm going to let him borrow my pencil. And we are going to come over here and we're going to draw that nice straight line. Nice and carefully. A little bit more. That's fine. So how much are you gonna measure down right there? Yeah, so go ahead and grab that ruler. And do you guys remember why I did not use the very tip or end of the ruler? It was, you can really beat up, wasn't it? And if I'm off a little bit in scale, am I really off a lot in real life? Yeah, if I was off by 16 in scale, that would be, that's like an inch and a half in real life. That's a lot. You know what I mean? If you're off by an inch and a half in halves, that's starting to get out of script big time at that point there. All right, so there's 8 there, beautiful. And it looks like he's going to measure down an 8 over yonder. And remember, this is really tricky. Like, you see how I kind of like held it down with 2 fingers, and then he went ahead and he drew that straight line. All right, looking beautiful here, shining like a diamond. So I'm actually going to hold this side here. Oh, hang on. And I'm going to have Nick hold that side over there. And look, I'm actually holding it down right here too. Nice and easy. Absolutely beautiful. We're not going to freehand that. Got ourselves an artist over here going a little crazy, huh? Yes, sir. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. All right. So, looking at this bad boy right here, it looks like we've got it laid out. We've got it drawn really pretty. It's starting to look pretty good. So, if I take a look at his actual blueprints, it looks like it, I think when he drew this, I think he figured out where he wanted. Let's see here. What's this? Oh, we had a real big garage over here, so he has a smaller work area. I'm going to measure his work area. And from the outside of this wall over here to the inside of his other wall happens to be 5 inches, which is what in scale, real life? It is 10 feet. 5 inches, right? So we're going to take this right here, and it was from the outside of this wall. We're going to go from the number 10, and how many inches did we want to go? So let's mark. So 10 plus 5 is right now. You got that mark? That was to the inside of this wall. So which way does your wall plate have to go? Nope. Yep. And we're going to do the same thing up top here. Put on the number 10. How many inches did we want to go over? 10 plus 5 is... And our wall plate fell which way? Beautiful. We then take our T-square. We're just using it as a straight edge here. Oh, hang on. And... Alright. And we move to the next lines. Alright, and while we're over here, I think we're going to go ahead and we've got some doors and some windows. So we're going to take a few measurements here. I'm just going to put this on number 10. Alright, so his first window starts 1 inch from the outside of the wall to the window. So we come right here, and we're going to put on the number 12. 12 plus 1 is, alright? And yep. And you have a 3-foot window, which is what in scale? You guys remember? What was a 3-foot window in scale? It was an inch and a half, right? So, we're now going to measure over how far? Oh, you already almost had it. A little bit. You went to 1 5/8. We're actually going to go to 1 1/2. Right there. So 13 plus an inch and a half, that's 3/8. One more over. Nope. Yep. All right. So he's got a window right there, and he's going to carefully erase that little line. And we're going to come over here and compare where our door started. 1, 2, 3. Start at 3 inches from this outside wall. Put this on to number 13. 13 plus 3 is, all right. And a door was 3 foot. What's 3 foot in scale? It is 1.5. So let's go over another 1.5 inches. Beautiful. All right. And since we're here, what we would write is nice and clean. We would write 3 foot window and then 3 foot door. Go ahead and write those right inside. Nice and clean. Nice, crisp looking. And we're going to grab him a radius. And it looks like he wanted his door to swing in this way. All right, good. All right, let's put an arrow because it goes that way, right? Beautiful. Now, do you guys see how I started pulling everything off of a set of walls? All right. In the beginning, I said we want to pull everything off of this outside wall or off of our bottom wall. All right. But when we did this here, we pulled off of this outside wall over here. Why are we able to do that? How did we get this outside wall over here? Where did we pull off of? Did we pull off of the original square line?
Yeah.
Yes. Did we confirm that our project was 100% square?
Yeah.
Is it safe to pull everything off of a set of walls at this point over the line because they're all true? It is. Should we be drawing this in pencil?
Yeah.
How come?
So you gotta erase it.
Yeah. Are we going to make mistakes?
Yeah.
Are we going to make wrong measurements?
Yeah.
Let's believe it, right? So we can fix them. Is it important to double, triple, quadruple check everything at this point? Is it important to draw stuff very crisp and clean, straight and equal? Is it important to measure stuff 100%? Listen, right now, since we're in the beginning stages of this is where if we make a mistake, it's easy to fix. Once we start building, once that concrete is poured for the foundation, it is what it is. All right, big mistakes wind up costing the person who does the job money. The house is so badly out of square that we demolish it. All right, that guy's got to eat the cost. All right, or he's going to be out of business. So we're going to let Noah go ahead and keep kind of drawing some stuff off of us here. We're going to let you guys kind of watch this. We only have a few minutes left in here. We're going to explain some stuff. I am going to kill the video so that it's not crazy long. I wanted to show you guys how we started this off.